Hi boys and girls, today I'm going to teach you to make some cool scratch art using Sumo paint, and the thing that's nice about it is it's a lot less messy than when you use crayons and paper. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a new image, and I'm not using one from the computer, I'm just making up one from blank, so it'd be like a blank sheet. And I create a new image, and I want my background to be transparent, and you can call it whatever you want, and then press OK. And notice I see this checkerboard pattern. That means clear, because they wouldn't be able to show you what really clear it looks like. And notice over here in my layers palette I have this eyeball that I can turn on and off for different layers. So this is going to be my bottom layer, and the first thing we're going to do is to create a pretty gradient. So I'm using this tool over in the toolbar, which are kind of mixed colors together, and I'm just selecting the first one over here in the type. You can play with the other ones later, and then when I look on the first gradient I can see a little menu of choices, but I'm going to look for a pretty colorful rainbow one. So I'm going to press this little triangle here at the bottom, and I'll go to special effects, and I see some nice rainbow ones. I'm going to pick the first one right here, and then stretch this gradient across my screen so that I get all the colors nice and pretty, and I let go. So you notice that my background layer now has a pretty rainbow. So next what we're going to do is we're going to add our black layer on the top, which is kind of like when we add another layer of black crayon and then scratch it later on. I'm going to press this little new layer button right here, and the clear is on the top, but of course you can't see. It's just showing through what's on the bottom because right now it's blank. So it'd be like having a clear transparency or a plastic sheet on top of your gradient. And now I'm going to use the paint bucket tool, and down here I have my color swatches. I can toggle back and forth, and I can choose whatever color I want, but I want black in the front because I want black on the top, and I'm going to make sure that I'm selected on my top layer right here, and I'm going to dump that black paint right on top. Now of course I've now hidden my layer underneath because the rainbow's on the bottom, the black's on the top. If I close my eyeball off, you can show it, and I'm going to turn it back on. Now what I'm going to do is select the eraser brush, because I'm going to erase parts of this black layer to reveal my beautiful color underneath. So now that I've got the eraser tool, I want to look up here on the toolbar to check what kind of eraser I want. The opacity is going to show how transparent it is. I want it to 100%, and the flow right now at the default is really low. I'm going to crank that all the way up to 100%. And then I want my diameter really small because I want a little tiny scratching brush. I'm going to put that one all the way down to the bottom, and then dry brush over here I don't want. I just want a round simple eraser, and then I can click over here to get it away from there. And now what I can do is start scratching my designs away, just like you would do with the kind that you buy in the store. But if you notice, depending on where on the little part that you scratch away, you're going to get different colors depending on what's underneath it. And you can draw a design, or you could draw your name, or you could draw whatever you feel like. So you can be creative, have fun with it. I hope you're going to do a better job than I just did, but this one was just for fun, just to show you how it works. So now let's just say I'm finished. I could leave it like that, or let's just say I didn't like this and I want to start all over again. So I want to just select on the top layer here, and see this little trash can underneath here. If I click that, it will delete it on the top, and I could start all over again. So I'll create myself a new layer, make sure the black is selected, paint bucket black on the top, go to my eraser tool. Maybe I want to just up this a little tiny bit bigger, and I can start scratching away. And you can just really have fun and do whatever you want with this. So that's just about it. Now, if I'm completely done, what I want to do is I want to save my artwork. I can make sure that this shows my toolbar up here, and I can do File, Save to my computer, and you want to make sure that the JPEG one is selected, and you can name it your name, and then Scratch Art. And then you can press save. And for now, we'll just save it right on the desktop. And you press save and you're done. And you can always just hide this to make sure that it really worked and go back to it later. Here's my little preview here. I'm definitely okay. And so if I'm happy, now I can just go ahead and I can exit and close out Sumo Paint.